All right. Hello. We're live. It's Friday, July 25th, 12th, 25th. I don't know what day it is, guys. Like I say all the time, as a mom in summer, it just all blends together. It's July 12th, 2024. We're not that far away from a presidential election and things are happening. Things are popping. So let's see here. Let's see if anyone's able to join. I'll give it a minute or two. Get in here. Let's talk. Let's chat it up. I don't even know, you guys. It's just a hot mess. Is it not? I mean, it's all a hot mess and it's fascinating to watch. I'm going to tell you, I'm highly entertained right now. Highly entertained. Hey, welcome on YouTube. Someone, Trowers just started following. Well, welcome. Doc Gray, hello from Houston. Hello. Howdy, Jay on Facebook. All right, you guys. So I told my supporters, I have a Patreon supporters and I have Facebook supporters, and I do like a minute with Mama once a week with them just to kind of talk about my thoughts on things that are going on, or they ask questions, stuff like that. And I'm going to start by saying I've been doing this for over a decade, like following politics, engaged in politics, working in politics on political action committees, campaigns. And for the first time, I am seeing division in the Democrat camp. And to their credit, they unite. They have always like, yeah, I disagree with you, but let's just unite against Republicans, conservatives, and take them down. And they're gifted at that. They've been good at it. That's what they do. That's how they have been able to, I think, advance as much as they have in our society, is they unite and then attack. But we are witnessing complete division in the camp right now. And it's being publicly aired. It's not like behind the scenes. It's like you got Joy Behar on The View coming out against George Clooney for writing the op-ed in the New York Times telling Biden to stop down. You've got Hollywood divided. You've got Democrats in DC divided. You've got people across the nation that love Biden, and then Biden needs to step down. And there's just all this just And I'm going to tell you, it's fun. I'm happy. I'm entertained to watch it. It's been exciting. And we're in a new place, where, I don't know. I feel like it's starting to break and it's starting to wake some people up. And we're going to cover his big boy press conference, Biden's big boy press conference, just kind of go through what happened with that in case you missed it. But it's fascinating to watch a lot of these media pundits as well, because the media is also divided. The media is like, we love Biden and he has done so much for us, such a great president. And then you have other people like, no, dude, he needs to, like, it's time, like, bow out. Okay. And they're divided too. So it's fascinating to watch. And what really bothers me, and I got to do something on this soon, just satirically or a parody, is the media, just the lies from the media. I mean, that's got to bother you guys. If you are a hardcore leftist, or if you're a Democrat and you sit down and you watch, Jake Tapper, or you watch Rachel Maddow, or you watch just your regular ABC, mainstream, CBS, NBC, any of these big mainstream media conglomerate outlets, right? If you watch these guys for 3.5 years, they have told you that Biden is fine, that he's totally okay. Like, you don't need to worry about him. Yeah, he falls down Air Force One steps. He doesn't know how to exit the stage. He shakes hands with the air. He calls out to people that are dead, but he's fine. It's just a cheap fake. It's just the conservatives are making this stuff up. They're splicing videos together. They're editing. They're remixing. They're making it look like he's so much worse than he is. And then you have the debate a couple weeks back, and Americans that have been watching this propaganda are like, well, he doesn't look that good. Like, he doesn't look like he's, no, is it just me? You think, I think maybe he's struggling. Just, do you think he could be struggling. I think he's struggling. And then they start to think, well, wait a minute. The media has told us that he's fine. But now the media is like, we're really also concerned about Biden's cognitive abilities. Is he able to carry on for the next 4 years? Where have you been? Why have you not been asking these questions for the last 3.5 years? Because I have been doing parody and satire, even playing Joe Biden and his inability to function for years. For years, anyone that has independent thought, anybody that has the ability to think independently and is not programmed, could see it. We could all see it. And these journalists that are supposed to be they're just so intuitive, right? They research, they investigate, they get the job done. You guys couldn't see it? You're supposed to, you're going to tell us that you're just now concerned? Stop it. Just please stop it. It's disgusting. And hopefully other Americans are like, wait a minute, they've been lying to us. And if they've been lying to us about this, what else have they lied to us about? I mean, that you've got to start asking the questions, guys. It's time. And it's Jake Tapper on Twitter yesterday is like, it's just, I have people really reaching out to me that are generally concerned. They're concerned. You're just now getting concerned? Like, what? What is just now? You're just what? Oh, it's got to bother you. It's got to bother you. And please, if you have any ability to just think kind of on your own, like just a tiny bit, just a smidge, it's gotta wake you up in some way or another. You gotta be like, wait a minute, hold on a second. And once you start doing that, that's when you wake up. Once you start asking questions and you're like, wait a minute, have you lied to me about other stuff? Is there, and then you start to realize that most of the mainstream media works for the Democrat Party, right? I mean, they are lockstep, right? But what we're witnessing, which is extremely entertaining, let's be honest, is the division. The Democrats are divided right now. And I got to wonder, like, what George Clooney, because George Clooney, Obama, like, they're besties, right? They're hanging out. They partied in Italy together. Like, they're homies. So you got to wonder, like, after last night, it even caused more confusion. Okay. Like, because what they needed Biden to do is they needed Biden to come out and just glitch in front of everyone. They needed him to be like, like that's what they need, like just complete. And it didn't happen. So now they're like, oh gosh. And now other, Democrats are like, no, he did well. He stood up on his feet. He didn't stare at the ceiling. He was able to look at the reporter asking the question. He didn't just start walking off stage in the middle of the press conference. So I think it was quite a success. What do you think? And so, I mean, that's the feedback we're getting now from the mainstream media. They're like, hey, it wasn't terrible. And so maybe he can do the job. Like, maybe he can. And then you also got the Obama behind the scenes camp, the Pelosi's that are now starting to cave. The other, 15, what are we at? 15 Democrats that are now like, he needs to step down, make him step down. They're like, crap, what did we do? Like, we told him to step down, but he was able to stand last night. So I'm sure, oh my gosh, if we could just be a fly on the wall right now. That's my, in fact, I'm going to show you this satire in case you missed it, because I tried to capture it. I tried to capture the behind the scenes of what the Democrats are facing right now. And I just want to see if I can find it here. I'm going to show it to you. Let's see.
I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm at a loss for words. I mean, he can't be the nominee. He's got to be the nominee. I mean, we really don't have any other options. I mean, he just had a bad night. One bad night, okay? I mean, let's be honest. That bad night exposed it all. Like, all of it. Did he really say he was the first Black woman to serve with a first Black president? Like, come on, you guys. We can win this, okay? We can win. We just need to come together. We need to unite, okay? If we unite, we can win this. We can't win this. I mean, we really cannot win this if we stick with him, okay? Like, why is Trump being so quiet right now, too? I mean, we really need him to say something, and he's not saying anything. Seriously, we can win this. We just keep calling Trump a dictator and saying that he's a threat to democracy. No, that is not a good idea. We need Obama. We need Obama and Clinton, the Clintons, to just in unison come out and tell Biden that he needs to just step off the stage. Like, that's what we should do. That's what we should do. We got to do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. That's the plan. But then we have Kamala, the border czar. She's going to be the nominee. Like, really? Just repeat it over and over. Democracy, democracy, dictator, dictator. You know, like, come on, it's easy. Yeah, she has to be the nominee because she keeps the money. If we get somebody completely new, then we lose all the money. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. But we're gonna be fine. We're still using mail-in ballots and the voting machines. Okay, like it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out.
It's gonna work out, you guys. It's gotta work out. So that's where we're at. Marilyn on here says 19 Democrats want him to step down now. Thank you for that, Marilyn. Like, it's growing, but you still have the people that are holding out. So what I try to capture there is what's going on behind the scenes. And it's fascinating. If you follow politics, if you're into politics, it's interesting to watch the division in the Democrat camp taking place right now. Now, before Biden went on to this presser, he introduced Zelensky, and it didn't go well. So here's this one.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin.
So he introduced Zelensky as President Putin. A lot of people are like, it's not a big deal. Like, it's fine. It's okay. That's fine. But he's kind of under a microscope right now. And you don't want to do stuff like that. And that's what he did. So now everyone's like, oh my gosh, we're heading into the presser. And he comes out of this presser, the big boy. And I can't believe they're calling it a big boy. Can we just talk about that for a second? Why? Like, that's offensive in itself to say it's a big boy press conference. If I was Joe Biden, I'd be like, dude, I'm not 5, but maybe I am, but I'm not 5. And you don't need to say it's a big boy press conference. Okay. I'm the president. I can handle this. I'm going to go out. I'm going to talk to the press. You jet a big boy press conference. You're such a big boy. Like, that's just so, that's so degrading. Like, is it not? It's degrading. But that's what they're all calling it, including Biden's own administration. So he goes out to the big boy press conference, and he doesn't do bad. Like I said, like I was talking to my family, like we have a family chat, and my mom is like, he's just kind of like regurgitating, like just head knowledge, like anything he knows, he's just kind of like saying it, like whether it has to do with the question or not. He's just like, Ukraine has, we have weapons, so Ukraine, we're standing with Ukraine, and we can do this, and Putin's bad, and we're going to take it out, and I know a lot about foreign policy. Like, it was just like, but he stood up. He stood up and he talked, and he looked at the reporters in the room, which was impressive because during the debate, like a few times he was like this, like looking up, if you go back and watch the debate. So he like was, you know, he was engaging. He was engaging. So he does this, and he did have teleprompters at the big boy press conference. Most press conferences, if you're just going to have a press conference, it's just on the cuff, right? You're getting asked questions and you don't have anyone aiding you on the teleprompter. He is a teleprompter dude. Like, he likes his teleprompter. They had that there for him, which totally helped him through the process. Also, he was given like a list of reporters to call on. So he's like, I have a list and I'm supposed to, and then he would say so-and-so from CBS. And then they would ask their question. So did he have the questions beforehand or not? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to dive into that. But he did have a select amount of journalists, because they're just fake at this point. Journalists. I mean, come on, stop. A journalist to call on. So he did that. And then he did have some mess ups. Okay. He called Vice President Harris Vice President Trump. And so here's this one.
To be president. I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president.
So Vice President Trump to be vice president if I didn't think she was qualified, or something like that. It was hard to understand, but he did call Trump his vice president. So that's, I don't know. I mean, maybe if you're like on Team Biden, you might be like, was that another mess up? Like, along with Putin, he's now like, Trump is his vice president. I don't know. So that happened. And then what else we have? He does this thing, and I've captured before when I play Biden, but it's like this awkward, uncomfortable, like, where you're like, is anyone else feeling this or no? Like, this whisper. So I had to capture the whisper. Here we go.
You earlier explained confidence in your vice president.
Yes.
If your team came back and showed you data that she would fare better against former President Donald Trump, would you reconsider your decision to stay in the race?
No, unless they came back and said, there's no way you can win. Me. No one's saying that. No poll says that. Okay. Thank you.
This sounds to that.
No one's saying that. Like, what? What? Who? But he does that a lot. Okay. He suddenly will just go from talking to, I'm going to whisper to you, and I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. So that happened again. And then also he does the typical angry, where he's cool and then suddenly he's angry. So here we go on this one.
Cause of death. Sitting around, that's where Kamala is so good as well. We're sitting around. More children are killed by a bullet than any other cause of death. The United States of America. What the hell are we doing? What are we doing?
So he just suddenly will get angry. And all of these, I mean, a lot of people who have had people that struggle with dementia and stuff like that, which I have, they do get angry and they do change their voice and inflections, like you're seeing here. So I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm gonna say that having had loved ones suffer from dementia, they will whisper, they will get angry, and yeah. So, but here we go. So what I find also fascinating is what happens, right? I mean, I'm sure everyone is like, well, what's going to happen? Like, what's going to happen? I guess like within the next week, does anybody know, I think the date where they have to like vocally pledge their support, right? It's actually like before the convention. But then my dad sent me something, where was it? That like they're changing the rules, that the Democrat National Convention, they can actually change the rules at any point in time. They just wanted everyone to know this before the convention. Like they can basically do whatever they want to do. There's nothing like according to the Constitution that you have to like the steps you have to follow in the process of nominating your candidate. Like they have their own rules, the Democrat Party does, but they can change them. And so that is being made clear right now. Take that as you wish, like what you think from that. But I find that interesting as well, that at any point in time, they can change the rules and that could happen. So we'll see what happens here. But my thing is, and a lot of people, I'm not sure if you know, but according to like Federal Election Commission laws and rules, the Biden administration has raised like hundreds of millions of dollars for their campaign, right? And when you start to research this, and I was reading that if Biden withdraws, he could convert his campaign committee to a political action committee. In the case, he would direct 3,300 to another candidate. These numbers, it must be said, are significantly smaller than what's in the account. It's simply not allowable for a presidential candidate to directly transfer millions of dollars to another candidate. So here they have, I think it's like a couple, like 100 million, like 200 million or more that the campaign itself has, right? And so they can't just like say, okay, this is not working. We need to win. So we're going to change everything up. We're going to, get Gavin Newsom or Michelle Obama or Gretchen Whitmer or who knows to run instead. But they don't get the money, right? The only person that can actually get the money is Harris. And so they're like, So the only person under financial law who would be able to seamlessly continue to use Biden's campaign money for the general election is Kamala Harris. Okay. Second, Biden could refund all of the remaining funds to donors. He could then make a separate contribution to the new candidate's campaign, but that would involve a complicated set of calculations, money earmarked for the general election. I mean, it just becomes a huge cluster F. Okay. So they're like, it's got to be Kamala. It's got to be this. This is who they have. She's the one. Okay. This lady, like making the call, standing up to Putin, making the call, standing up to Xi Jinping in China. Don't you dare go after Taiwan. I'm Kamala and I can move like nobody knows, man. I got the moves because I'm Kamala. Like she's this is the one. She's going to stand up to them. She's the foreign policy expert. She knows exactly how to run the show. But be prepared. Be prepared, because this is what I think we're leaning towards if we get more and more and more people to start saying he needs to step down. But then you're going to see division, which is awesome because division is good for your opponent. You want division. Ideally, I would like Biden to stay in. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think they should run him. I think that, I want him to be the nominee. I think that's our best bet. Okay. If not Biden, then we're going up against Harris. Now be prepared for Harris to suddenly be, a princess, right? She is suddenly, she's going to be like Princess Diana. She's going to be like, they're going to be writing, she'll be on the cover of magazines, in beautiful outfits. And she'll be, a beautiful documentary will be done on just her trials and the tough stuff she's had to go through to get to where she is today. And then there'll be pieces done on her husband and how he stood by her and how she's a mother to children that are not even hers, but she's got that mother love and vibe going with her. And it's just gonna be all on Kamala, beautiful Kamala. Oh my gosh. How did we miss Kamala, you guys? She is so amazing. Well, of course she should be the nominee. Come on. And the media will just jump on this and they will be all in with the Democrats on Kamala. And it's just going to be so predictable. And we got to watch it, okay? We got to watch it all unfold. So be prepared. And there will be parody and satire along the way as we take this journey together. But that's what I'm predicting most likely. I'm not setting it. Most likely will happen. She's going to get the nod. And then it's just going to be a love fest, an absolute love fest for Kamala Harris and Jake Tapper and Rachel Maddow and the View. Oh, the View. Oh, Kamala. And it's coming. It's coming. So, and it's just hard because you're like, I can see it. It can see it. Probably going to happen. So get ready. Here we go. That's what I predict is going to happen. Buckle up. Buckle up. But also, we've got Jill. Okay. Jill is she's in the shadows. She's not going anywhere. She's like, I am not going anywhere. And that's hard because, and I guess I'm hearing the Bidens and the Obamas really don't enjoy each other as much as we thought they did. So, that's interesting to me. I mean, Jill Biden, not Kamala. Jill Biden was just on the cover of Vogue, I think. I don't read Vogue. I don't want any of that junk. But I guess she was on the cover. I mean, she's like really enjoying this first lady. I mean, she's loving this life. And I don't think she's that ready to hang it up. So here we go. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. What else? Okay, we gotta wrap this up here soon, but I wanted to cover the SAVE Act really quick. The SAVE Act requires proof of citizenship to vote in federal elections. It passed the House with 221 votes to 198 votes. All but 5 Democrats voted against the bill, making it extremely clear the Democrats want illegals to vote in our election in November. Now, what I get a kick out of is the Democrats are like, we already have laws that prevent illegal citizens from voting in our election. So we don't need like additional laws, and we don't need anyone to present an ID or to verify that they are a citizen, because we have laws against that. And we would just catch them. We would just catch them and be like, hey, you are an illegal. I don't know if you are or you aren't, but you're an illegal and you're trying to vote in our election. Like, I don't even know how that works, right? But they're saying that it's already illegal. Okay. As Senator Mike Lee pointed out yesterday on the Senate floor, he's like, yeah, just as it's illegal for a minor, for a child to buy alcohol. Okay. It's illegal. Children you're not allowed to walk into a liquor store and be like, hey, I'll take a 12-pack and, I don't know. Yeah, you're not allowed to do that, okay? As a child, you can't go buy alcohol in a liquor store. You just can't do it because there's laws against it. But how do they make sure that you're obeying that law? How do they verify that you're not a child or that you are a child? You have to present an ID, right? So let's say you're 22 and you look like a young 18. You're like, hey, I'm here to buy some alcohol. They will ID you. They will say, hey, you look a little young. I want to make sure that you're really over to the age of 21. So can you show us your ID? And then you present the ID. I feel like I'm talking to kindergartners. I mean, the fact that I have to describe this to Democrats is insane. So then you present your ID and you're like, this is how old I am. And then they're like, oh, okay. Yes, I see you were born here on this date. Therefore, you are 21. Therefore, you can buy this alcohol. And then they buy the alcohol and they leave. Okay. We have no way to verify whether you're a citizen or not a citizen. There's no ID. There's nothing presented. You could go in fill out go to your electric whatever thing, fill out that your vote, I'm gonna vote in this, and on it goes. And how would anyone know? Like, how would anyone know? And it's so clearly obvious that Democrats want people that are not citizens to vote in our elections. So, I mean, come on. Like, it's obvious, right? It's like, what? And that should speak to you. Like, if you're a Democrat, if you're a leftist, and you love America, I mean, you love America, do you really want people that don't have the affinity that you have for this country to be making decisions on who represents you? Like, are you really cool with that? Like, that are you? Are you? So that only five Democrats voted that you have to show some kind of proof that you're a citizen. That's crazy. That's crazy. So now it's in the Senate. We don't know if it'll pass the Senate, but Biden has already said, hey, I will veto it. Okay, so let's just connect the dots. Let's just connect the dots. Your president, you let in over 11 million people into the country. 11 million people. And then someone's like, hey, we just don't want like these people that have like illegally entered the country to be able to vote. So let's just secure our elections, right? I mean, we don't want Russia to interfere in our elections. We don't want China to interfere in our elections. We don't want illegal immigrants to interfere in our elections. So let's just make sure, solidify it, make sure that the people voting in the election are citizens. And what does Biden say? No. Like, red flag, red flag, red flag. Like, hello. Now it's obvious why they opened the border. I don't know. I sometimes wonder, should there be like a required IQ to vote on top of the ID? Okay. Because some of these people that can't see it, I just don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, I'm like whispering, like, I just don't get it. Like Biden. Okay. All right. So that's that. And that's pretty much what I have for this week. Stay tuned. Really quick, want to give a shout out to Redemption Shield. I am partnering with them. They are just a small conservative business that basically protects against all the electromagnetic radiation that's in our air. And I showed you guys last week this little fanny pack that I have that I can put my cell phone in, and it protects like from any kind of radiation coming off my phone, which is awesome. And it's actually really cute. I have their bed sheets that they ground. They have like copper and some silver like laced in them. You don't see this. You don't see it. It's like intertwined in the sheets, but it does help with like your cognitive like sharpness. I found. It does help with better sleep. Some people have said it does help with, I feel like I have more energy. I don't know. I mentioned that to Gina, who owns the company. I'm like, I feel like I have like more energy. And she's like, that could be, but it does help with like different ailments, people that have like just body soreness and stuff like that. So I want to really quick air this for her, and then we'll wrap it up.
World where technology surrounds us, our exposure to EMR, or electromagnetic radiation, is higher than ever before, with over 400,000 cell towers and antennas in the United States alone, not to mention Wi-Fi that runs 24/7 in our home, cell phones that are carried in our pockets hours on end, and hundreds of 5G satellites in our orbit. Common complaints are ringing in the ear, sleep deprivation, heart palpitations, insomnia, and so much more. Start protecting your family today. Fellow patriots, introducing Redemption Shield, your EMF protection products. With over 700 5-star reviews, Redemption Shield is leading the way in shielding and grounding products, taking inflammation out of your body with grounding bed mats, grounding bed sheets, hats, scarves, Wi-Fi router covers, cell phone bags. Come and see us today at redemptionshield.com and get grounded and shielded. redemptionshield.com. Use code MOM and save 10%.
So yes, you can use promo code MOM, save 10%. Go over there, redemptionshield.com, check them out. And that's a wrap, folks. That is and scene. But that's it for me today. A shout out to my Patreon supporters, my Facebook supporters on here. You guys supporting me monthly truly means a lot to me. It keeps me going, keeps me doing the satire, keeps me doing parody, helps me buy a lot of wigs, and just is an encouragement, I think that we all need to just step up and get involved one way or another. And I know that a lot of my Patreon and Facebook supporters have found that's how they want to help speak up and speak out. So I'm going to drop my Patreon link in the comments if you guys feel compelled to support in any way. I truly appreciate that. Also, I do want to let you guys know my recap for the week next week. I am going to be taking a little bit of time off. I do this every year. If you've been following me for a long time, and a lot of you have, I can see in the comments, I do. I take a couple weeks off in the summer just to recharge and reset going into the fall. I'm mostly a creative person, right? And so in order to be able to create, I have to like unplug. I completely unplug. I shut it down. I might post on Instagram here or there, like just family stuff, but I kind of just disconnect from the news world. And I do this because I feel like you can burn out. A lot of people do burn out in politics. I know people that I've talked to that like, I was super involved and then it just wiped me out and I can't do it. It was done. And I don't want that to happen to me. I do have a passion for politics. I have a passion to be able to just convey what I see in a humorous way. And I don't want that to stop. I mean, that's my heart's desire. If God takes me somewhere else, or if he's like, I do want you to close that door and I'm opening a new door, then of course I would listen to that and obey that. But for right now, I feel like I'm supposed to continue doing what I do, but that does require me to kind of recharge, reset, and then get back in the ring as we head into this fall season. And I can't believe that we're getting closer to the fall season and getting closer and closer to this election, and it's going to get crazy. So just buckle up, you guys. So wishing you all a wonderful weekend, and I just keep speaking up, keep speaking out, be a voice, when others are silent, just speak up. And you don't have to do that in a mean way. You don't have to do that in an abrasive way. You can just simply disagree. You can just say, I disagree. I've been in situations where people are talking or they're saying stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to go into politics. I don't want to, but I'll just say, I disagree. I'm not going to get into it, but I disagree. And I think when you say that, like it allows other people in the room to be like, yeah, I disagree too, but I was afraid to say anything. So it's okay to disagree. We should go back to that. We should be able to debate. We should be able to disagree. We should be able to still enjoy each other because we're all humans. We're all created in God's image. And he does love us. He does love us. And he does want all to see the truth. He does want all to come and know the truth, which is his son, Jesus. So that's what it ultimately comes down to. And that's my main message, right? Through all of it. And I know a lot of it is politics, and that's what I mainly cover. But at the end of the day, good prevails. God wins. And the truth is in his son. So that gives me peace. And I think that gives me the ability to find the comedy and humor, because I'm not like, I'm trusting God. You got to, right? So anyways, all right, you all enjoy your weekend and we'll talk soon. Bye guys.